Ating papag-usapan ngayon yung ikaapat na pamamaraan ng pag-solve ng quadratic equation. So that is by using the quadratic formula. So sa mathematics, ang formula ay napakahalaga at mas madali yung pagsosolve kapag may formula dahil ito na yung magsisilbing gabay mo doon sa iyong patutunguhang resulta. So for the quadratic formula, we have x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b square minus 4ac all over 2a. So kung mapapansin natin, meron tayong mga values ng a, b, and c na kailangan dun sa pagsosolve ng value ng x. So yung paghahanap ng values ng a, b, and c ay napag-usapan na natin dun sa mga nakaraang talakayan natin. So in this case, we'll be having an example para mas madali nating maintindihan yung pagsosolve ng quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So let's take 2x squared plus 3x equals 27 as first example. Okay. So sabi natin, we have to write or express a quadratic equation in standard form first bago natin magamit yung iba't ibang pamamaraan ng pagsosolve ng quadratic equation. So, kailangan muna nating isulat itong 2x squared plus 3x equals 27 sa standard form. Ano ba yung standard form natin? We have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so ganyan muna dapat yung kanyang forma bago natin magamit yung quadratic formula as a method in solving quadratic equation. So, simulan na natin. So, let's copy 2x squared, okay, followed by the linear term, plus 3x. Then, transpose natin itong 27 dito sa left side. So, from positive, since we are doing the transposition process, the sign will be changed. So, from positive, magiging negative. 27 equals 0. Okay, so after writing the quadratic equation in standard form, we are now ready to determine the values of a, b, and c. So ano yung value ng a natin dito? Correct. 2. Yung b, ano yung value ng b? 3. And yung value ng c natin, that is negative 27. So after determining the values of a, b, and c, we can now use the quadratic formula. So, the quadratic formula, x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Take note na itong fraction bar natin or the vinculum, sakop niya mula sa negative b hanggang sa c. Okay. So, let's now substitute the values of a, b, and c sa ating formula. So, negative, the value of b, 3, plus minus square root of, okay, yung b natin, 3 square minus 4 times, ano yung a natin? 2 times the value of c, that is negative 27. All over 2 times, what is the value of a? Okay, 2. So, simplifying further, we have negative 3 plus minus the square root of 3. Okay, 9. Correct. Then, negative times positive. Negative. Then, negative times negative, that is positive. So, positive. 4 times 2, 8. Then, 8 times 27, okay. So, 27 times 8, 56. Then, 8 times 2, 16. Plus 5, 21. So, 216. Divided by 2 times 2, 4. So, So let's now continue. So x now is equal to negative 3 plus minus square root of 9 plus 216. Okay, 225 all over 4. So x is equal to negative 3 plus minus, what is the square root of 225? Okay, 15 over 4. Okay. So, let's now split yung ating equation since meron tayong plus minus dyan. So, x is equal to negative 3 plus 15 over 4. So, x now is equal to negative 3 minus 15 over 4. So, x now is equal to negative 3 plus 15. Okay, so 12 over 4. Or 12 divided by 4, 3. Okay, so the first value of x is 3. Okay, next, x is equal to negative 3 minus 15. Okay, negative 18 over 4. Okay, so negative 18 divided by 4, since hindi eksakto yung magiging sagot niya, pwedeng decimal yung magiging sagot mo or pwede ding fraction. So, kapag decimal, ang magiging sagot niya ay negative 4.5. So, if you want it to express it as a fraction, pwedeng isi-simplify lang or express natin sa simplest form. Okay, so ano ang GCF ng negative 18 and 4? That is 2. So, negative 18 divided by 2, negative 9. Then 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Okay. So, yung roots natin would be 3 and negative 9 over 2. Okay. So, that is how you're gonna use quadratic formula in finding the roots or solution of a quadratic equation. Okay, so let's consider the second example. So if you can notice, it is already written in standard form. Hindi gaya dun sa number 1 kanina na kailangan pa nating express yung equation sa standard form. So pakatandaan that before utilizing the quadratic formula as a method in finding the roots of quadratic equation, see to it that the given quadratic equation is written in standard form. So, since it is already in standard form, hindi na tayo magpapagod na isulat pa sa standard form. Let's now determine yung mga kailangan dun sa ating formula, yung values ng A, B, and C. So, yung value ng A natin ay, ano yung value ng A? Okay, tama. 3. Okay, value ng B. Okay, the value of B is the numerical coefficient of the linear term. So, what is the linear term here? So, negative x. So, yung numerical coefficient niya, wala kang nakikita but it's understood na 1. So, the operation that is preceded will become its sign already. So, minus. So, yung value ng B natin ay negative 1. Yung C naman natin ay negative 5. So, after determining the values of B and C, we are now ready to use the quadratic formula. So, our quadratic formula, nandun, x is equal to, or x equals negative B plus minus square root of B square minus 4AC all over 2A. So, let's now substitute. X equals negative times the value of B, which is negative 1, plus minus square root of, okay, the square of B, negative 1, minus 4 times the value of A, 3, times the value of C, that is negative 5, over 2 times 3. Okay, so simplifying further, we have Negative times negative 1, that is 1. Plus minus the square root of negative 1. Okay, 1. And negative times positive, negative. Negative times negative, positive. So 4 times 3, 12. Times 5, 60. Over 2 times 3, okay, 6. Let's continue. So x equals 1 plus minus square root of 1 plus 60, 61 over 6. Okay. So let's now simplify it further. We have x equals 1 plus square root of 61 over 6. Then x equals 1 plus square root of 61 over 6. Okay, so if you can notice, we didn't extract the square root of 61 since ang 61 ay hindi perfect square number. And also, kapag hindi perfect square number yung nasa loob ng radical symbol natin, pwede sana tayong mag-isip ng factor ng 61 na dapat perfect square. But if we can notice, yung 61, wala na siyang ibang factor aside from 61 and 1 because 61 is a prime number. So in that case, kapag hindi na pwedeng i-simplify, your final answer would be as such. So the roots of the given equation would be x equals 1 plus the square root of 61 over 6, and the other root is 1 plus the square root of 61 over 6. Okay, so that is how you're gonna apply quadratic formula as a method in finding the roots of quadratic equations.